big component of the research that I do and that takes place at RMBL involves students, both graduate students and undergraduate students. We have a long-standing research experience for undergraduates program here. It's into its third decade now. And most summers I work with undergraduate students and perhaps their first research experience. The projects that we're involved in now are dealing with resurveying localities where we have good historical records for plant distribution and abundance with the aim to document changes that may be the result of climate change or human or natural disturbances. So for instance, this summer I have a student who is resurveying a set of permanent plots that were established on a landslide, an earth flow.
An earth flow is basically when there is some kind of land, usually on the side of a mountain, that gets saturated with water, and so then it just starts to slide down. So on this earth flow, there's a slump block, which is where a whole piece of land just slumped down. So that still has all the original vegetation and it still has real good soil. But the parts of the earth flow that slid down, there's lots of rock and shale, which is very low nutrients and it's very unstable. So it's very hard for plants to take root there and really thrive. So when Langenheim originally surveyed this area, she set out 10 permanent plots that she looked at for several years from 1947 to 1953 and noted the kind of vegetation changes that she found in these areas. So I'm going to look at this site again, reestablish the same permanent plots and see how the diversity has changed and how the environment has changed over time, whether it's returning back to the state of the surrounding areas or whether it's sort of gotten to a point that it's going to stay. So what we're doing right now is going out to the earth flow, using a combination of GPS coordinates from more recent studies and the map that Jean Langenheim had in her master's thesis to try and use landmarks and find these 10 permanent plots, restake them off, and start to inventory what's in them and around them and collect any plants that we're not very sure of identifying in the field to take back to the herbarium and use microscopes to look at them and compare to the other herbarium specimens we have to try and figure out what exactly they are.
So we have those species lists, those specimens are available in museum collections to look at the patterns of replacement of species on this highly disturbed site.